Be live in the Facebook group. Today we're going over, sorry for being a little late, had a maintenance ongoing in the house. Well, we're going to be going over today, ultimate guide on getting started. So we're just going to go over, for those of you that haven't gotten started, what to expect, and just pretty much everything on getting started, and how how much effort and time you're gonna have to put into it to succeed. So we're gonna go over that today. So we didn't close any wholesale deals the last like 2 weeks, but we closed on two Airbnbs. Um so even though we didn't close on transactional deals, we did close on two Airbnbs, which should profit, they should each both be getting close to 1,000 a month or more in profit after all expenses. So our goal is here to help you close deals. In return, hopefully we can partner on deals in the future. We do a live training around 12 p.m. every Monday, and in this Facebook group, the Chicago Wholesale Deals Live. We are putting our replays up on YouTube, youtube.com/@ my name, Russell J. Walker. If you're interested in our free updated real estate wholesaling course for 2026, you can go to you can DM me and I can send you the link that you can join, and just going over pretty much all the different ways that we're doing deals, and we pretty much go over everything step by step, how to get started, how to analyze deals, how to make offers. There's like over 50 plus, I think 50 training videos on there for free that you can watch. If you're looking for deals Chicago area, you can join our buyers list here, bestchicagoWholesaleDeal.com/buyers. And if you need a buyer for your deal, submit your deal here. And we're nationwide, so we're doing deals. We've done deals probably in like 10 different states now, but right now we're consistently around 4 or 5 states different doing deals, right? So send us your deal, if you own it or if you have it under contract direct with the owner. We can take a look at it, see what we can do. If it doesn't work for if it doesn't work for a wholesale, or it doesn't work, for an investor, maybe we could do a creative strategy where we can turn it into a rental cash flow property, Airbnb, or something like that. So we do that. We've done a ton of those. If you're in need of if you're looking for one-on-one mentorship, you can check out how it works at kingdomreiacademy.info/. If you need the hand holding, you need someone to basically do marketing for you, provide funding for your deals, basically just unlimited support and help. And you get access to me one-on-one. So as many calls you need, as many Zoom calls as you need, we help you get started. And we have different plans based upon where you're at. Okay. So what to expect in wholesaling. So first, I believe creative real estate is the absolute best business to get started. There's look on this can. There's tons of different businesses and strategies and that you can get started in investing. But I believe creative real estate investing is the best business to get started, especially if you learn real estate wholesaling. You learn creative strategies like owner financing, rent to own. You learn, how to Airbnb properties. You learn how to do novation. So all these strategies that we teach or that we do require no money. The most expensive thing is going to be, if you want to pay for marketing, that would be the most expensive thing, right? Um, but you can find deals, as many deals as you want without paying for marketing, but it just takes more time, right? So the best business to get started, I believe, is creative real estate investing. Because if you don't need money, you don't need to get into debt, you don't need to get your credit checked. You can do a limited amount of deals. It's just up to you on how many offers you're going to make today, tomorrow, next week, next month. And you can scale it where you can go from, I'm a one-man show making, 3 offers a day, and you can eventually hire people where you got 5, 6, 7 employees where you're making, 20, 30 offers a day or even more, eventually closing a deal. You can get to the point where I know guys closing deals every single day almost, right? Like we close a deal almost every week. But I know guys that are closing a deal almost every single day, right? So what to expect in wholesaling? You have to find out like how many hours a day do I have to commit to this and to be successful and what does that take, right? So you need to find out of course how much can you make, how many hours you need to devote. When you have questions like when will I start seeing consistent closings? How can I make more and work less hours? So in my opinion, when you're going to start seeing a consistent like deal flow, I think that's going to take 3 months, but I would say 6 months of doing this consistently because you don't have a follow-up list yet. You don't have a list of people that you made offers on before and you're following up with them, following up with them. But after 6 months, if you're making, 3 offers a day or you're making, let's say that you're making, 50 offers a month, 6 months, you have like 300 people you're following up with. So then you'll see the consistent deals under contract, consistent deal flow, where you should be getting, a deal every month, at least a deal or two under contract, right? So I would say 3 to 6 months, like you have to be consistent, right? And how much you can make is going to be dependent on how many hours you're going to put in. So I'm going to go over that in the next slide is how many hours do I need to devote, right? So if I for 3 hours a day, 5 days a week, I should make, 120,000 a year or something like that, right? So so you have to the best thing to do is to know like how much time I need to devote to this in order to hit my goal, right? Is it worth it? Some people are going to say, "Oh, that's too much. It's not worth it," right? So we're going to go over so first thing, what to expect and how much you can make and how many hours you need to devote. So here's a simple thing I always go over with someone new. So let's just say your goal is to make 120,000 per year, right? So we want to break it down and find out exactly how many hours I need to commit per day, right? Like in order to reach this goal, what I need to do every day, every week, every year, right? So if the goal is 10,000 a month, 120,000 per year, you can make 10,000 by closing just one deal, right? Like you should, that's our average, like one deal we're closing about 10,000 in profit. So to get one deal, the averages are, we're gonna have to make assumptions here that one deal, you have to make 30 offers direct to a homeowner, and the deal needs to be off market to get one deal. And it's gonna take at least 2 hours of your time contacting sellers to get one good lead that wants an offer. So to get one good lead that wants an offer, it's going to take 2 hours of your cold calling, your texting, your maybe skip tracing leads, calling them, texting them, emailing them, 2 hours of work just to get one lead that says they want an offer. It may not turn into a deal. It's just one lead. It's going to take two offers, right? So you need to close one deal per month, right? So if we break this down, and we say it's going to take 2 hours just to get one lead. We want to break it down per year, per month, per week, and then per day, right? So at the end of the year, if you commit to this today and if you want to make 120,000 per year, you need to make 360 offers direct to a homeowner off market per year. So that would be they're not on the MLS, they're not from another wholesaler. These are homeowners that haven't listed the property. You're talking to an actual homeowner that wants an offer on their home, right? So you need to commit 720 hours per year just talking to sellers and making offers. So that doesn't mean learning or watching more videos or more training videos on, the latest technology and all that. That's just on the phones, talking to a seller, making an offer, right? That's 720 hours per year. If you break it down per month, that's 30 offers per month. So you need to commit to 60 hours per month talking to sellers, making offers. There's also analyzing the deal, following up with the sellers. So you should be following up with everybody. And now we break it down per week. You need to make 7.5 offers per week. I would round that up to eight, just to be so you make sure you hit your goal. But you need to commit 15 hours per week talking to sellers and making offers, right? Now you break it down per day. Let's say you got 5 days per week to work on this. You maybe you work a full-time job and you want to do this part-time after work hours or on the weekends. So if you have 5 days a week to commit to this, you need to commit 3 hours per day, 5 days per week, just talking to sellers and making offers. So that's something you have to decide, is this worth it for you? Like if you have to work 3 hours per day, 5 days per week, it's like a part-time job. Is that worth it to make an extra 120,000 per year? And like I said before, I believe the first 3 to 6 months, I would say the first 6 months, I don't believe it counts. Like the first 6 months. Could you close deals in the first 6 months? Yes. I've had uh partners, brand new people that I've mentored, close a deal in the first month, close deals the second month, third month, fourth. So, but I would say where it's consistent, where you're making a consistent monthly profit, it's going to take 6 months of just focused making offers, talking to sellers every day. And like the reason I said that is because um, you don't have a follow-up list. Most of your deals are going to come from follow-up. And if you're not following up, you don't even have a business. But you should be following up with every single lead at least once, at bare minimum once a month. You're calling them, texting them, emailing them once a month. So you made an offer, they didn't want it, or they said, I got to think about it, or they just didn't call you back at all. You're constantly following up with these people at least once a month, right? So can you commit to 3 hours a day, 5 days a week, talking to sellers, making offers, following up with sellers? Um, if you can, that should lead to 10 grand a month, 120,000 per year if you can stay committed and consistent for 6 months or more. The first 6 months, I wouldn't say you're going to make 10,000 per month, but if you're committed to it for 6 months straight, beyond 6 months and beyond, yes, I believe that you should easily make 10,000 per month, 120,000 a year if you're fully committed, fully committed even after 6 months and beyond. The problem is most people, I would say 90, this business is simple on paper, right? But it's a lot of work. It's a lot of, you have to go through lots of rejections and some months you don't make there could be months where you don't make money at all and you have to still be consistent, right? There could be months where you don't close any deals. The first 6 months for me when I started real estate wholesaling, I didn't close one deal, and it took me 6 months of making offers every single day to close my first deal. And I ended up making like 20 grand on that first deal. And then I just went all in, right? So is this something that you can commit to? Um, you need to decide, like, is this something, if you can't, then maybe lower your goal, right? Let's say your goal is too high, right? Like, 3 hours per day, 5 days a week is too much for you. You want to lower that to 60 grand per year, make an extra $60,000 per year, which is, really a good promotion that's a great increase in promotion at your job, right? $60,000 extra per year, you would just cut this in half, right? So just do everything in half. So at the end of the year, I need to make half of 360. At the end of the month, I need to make half of 30, so 15 offers a month, 4 offers per week, and 4 offers per week. So that leads to maybe one offer per day, 4 days a week instead of five, right? So, um, and if this is not enough money for you and you believe you can double the profit, you say, my goal is, 20 grand a month and $240,000 per year, which is definitely possible. You would double all this, double the offers. So you're making 720 offers a year, 60 offers per month, uh, 15 offers per week. You're making, I would round up on all, if it's 0.5, I would round up. So you're making 4 offers per day, 5 days per week. And now instead of 3 hours, you're committing 6 hours a day if you want to double it. So it's almost a full-time, 6 hours a day is almost a full-time job, right? So going back, you need to know, in order to have success, you need to know what to expect, right? Like I said, first 6 months, I would say you're not going to be consistently making 10,000 a month, most likely. There are some guys that get started and they close 30, 40 deals in their first year, but most likely it's going to take 6 months or more to see consistency. Um, how much can I make? Like I said, it's going to be based upon how many hours you put in. Of course, the more hours you put in, the more money you can make, right? So if I want to put in 3 hours per day, 5 days a week, I have a potential to make $120,000 per year, right? Now, I would say that $120,000 per year is not going to start until that 6 month mark, like 6 months from the day you start. So if you started today, you committed to this schedule here, you're going to make 3 offers a day per day, 5 days per week, and you never stop for 6 months. So today we're in March, April, May, June, July, August, September. So by September, if you're consistent with it and if you are following up with every single lead, by September, you should be consistently making 120,000 per year if you don't give up, right? If you don't, you can't be, I only make, you know, this week I only make 2 offers. Next week I hit my 7.5 offers. This week I make 1 offer. And next week I make, I hit my goal. It has to be consistent, right? So that's when you're gonna start seeing consistent closings is when I would say 6 months from that time frame, you're consistently making offers, talking to sellers. It's going to take, I would say, I'm just making it harder because I don't want people to expect, oh, yeah, I just get started and 3 months later I'm making 100 grand a year, right? No, it doesn't work like that. You have to be um consistent and never give up, right? So how can I make more and work less hours? The way you can make more and work less is eventually, so let's say you commit to this schedule, 18 months from now, 18 months from today, you commit to it, and now all of a sudden you're making 120,000 a year. Um, you hire people, right? Like you hire a VA to make the calls for you, call the sellers for you. And you hire people to contact more sellers every day and make more offers, right? So when you hire one person, instead of 1.5 offers per day, 5 days a week, now you can double that. It's 3 offers a day, 5 days a week. So then your profit can double eventually, right? So that's how you can mentor other people like I do. You can hire people. You can um, partner with other people, pay for their marketing, pay for other people's marketing, and split profits on deals. We do a lot of that. So there's lots of ways you can make more and work less hours in this business, which is why I love it. Today I currently work maybe 4 hours, 4 hours a day, where I'm actually sitting at a computer and of course I'm working on my phone here and there when whatever I'm doing, but commit like 4 hours a day to working. I used to work where 16-hour days, 18, from time I woke up, time I went to bed, I just worked, 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 and that's not life, right? So do one thing a day to move forward to your goal and never quit, never give up. So you want to do one thing a day to move forward to your goal. First thing you need to do is write down your goal and on paper, right? Like if you don't have anything on paper, like a goal on paper, it's not a goal. You should write your goal down on paper and break it down like this. What do I need to commit to every year, every month, every week, every day, 5 days a week, and then write it down and commit to it, and say I'm gonna commit to this, and then also write down a schedule, like right, like so if I'm committing 3 hours a day, 5 days a week, where am I going to actually be able to do these 3 hours a day, 5 days a week, right? You should write down your schedule. Okay, if you work a 9 to 5, maybe you want to wake up a little bit early and prepare a list you're going to call, before you start working. Maybe on your lunch break, you want to make some calls, call some sellers, and then maybe after work, you have another hour to call sellers back, make offers. So write down your schedule and then tell your whole family about it, everyone that you live with, and just say, this is my new job. It has to be like a job, right? Like, when I first got married to my wife, she would I work from home and I would have to explain to her, hey, this is a job, right? I have to start working at 9:30, right? And I end my work at 2:30. So, don't plan anything during this time. It was kind of hard for her because she always saw me and, I work from home and uh she's at home as well. So it's like, oh, let's do this, let's do this. So it's like you have to tell your family like this is a job and don't bother me from this time to this time because this is my new job that I'm committing to. And that's the only way you're gonna get have success if you treat it like a job. Like I have to show up. Um, Accountability partners are great. Have someone in the family or someone close to you, hold you accountable for your time that you're committing to this. Have an accountability partner that's gonna like, hey, call you every week. Did you hit your weekly goal? Do like a once a week meeting. You can do it on Zoom or, in person. Hey, did you hit your goal this week? So every week you gotta do that. Like every day you gotta do it. Like at the end of the day, before your head hits the pillow, did I make my two offers today? Right? No. Yeah, you gotta keep going, right? At the end of the week, if you only made one offer and it's Friday, the end of the week is coming. You got to get your 7.5, 8 offers. Hey, today, Saturday, I got to put in more hours and get my 8 offers in the week, right? Same thing at the end of the month. So it's the end of the month. You got 2 days left at the end of the month. You see you only made, 10 offers. Hey, I got 2, 3 days to get another 20 offers in, right? And then end of the year too, like end of the year, you got to look back, it's December 30, 31st. I got to look back. Did I hit my offer, right? So this is your magic number. Like if you don't commit to this, like where you're actually putting in the 3 hours per day, 5 days a week, guess what? You're not going to hit your 120,000 a year. You're not going to hit your $10,000 per month goal. Um, and you just have to, and everything else doesn't matter, right? If you don't do this, you know, learning to be the best negotiator, learning, getting the best CRM, the best software, the best website. If you don't do this part, you have nothing. Like you're not gonna make anything, right? Like 3 hour, like if you don't commit to this part, nothing else matters, right? Everything else I talk about doesn't matter, right? So create a foundation, create a goal, and this is your foundation. This is what you always lean back to. Like, did I do this, right? Now, as let's say you are doing it, you are making 3 hour, putting in 3 hours a day, 5 days a week, and you're getting two offers per day, and you've done it for 6 months straight, you even done it for 7 months, 8 months, and you're still not seeing consistent, 10,000 a month, 120 grand a year. Then you have to look at your negotiation skills. That's when you go into you can go to our YouTube channel and just type in, negotiating with sellers, and then watch all the training videos on how to talk to sellers, how to correctly make an offer, how to, read personality types, how to present the offers, right? Um, first foundation is this part, marketing, getting leads coming in, making the offers. And second part is getting better and better and better at negotiating, mastering negotiating, sales, getting the contract signed. But you don't get better at that until you actually start talking to the sellers and making the offers, right? Because um, once you've talked to the same seller 30 times, 40 times, you're gonna get better and better and better, right? Like the first 10 offers you make are probably gonna be pretty awful. Like you're gonna be sweating and it's gonna be probably scary and it's gonna be pretty horrible. You probably got the offers wrong, or you just, the seller could tell that you weren't confident in anything. But as you get better, talk to more sellers, the 100th offer you make, you're gonna know everything. You're gonna know how to analyze the deal. You're gonna know comps. You're gonna know how to talk to the seller. You're gonna know things before they say it. So you're gonna know like, okay, yeah, I know he's gonna object on the price, so I have a counter. This is how I counter. I show him the comps. I show him, the repairs that it needs. I show him, all the active pending comps that are supporting my price. So this is the foundation, right? So that's what to expect in wholesaling. I mean, it is takes time, right? So it's not easy. It does take a lot of time, energy, effort. And if you can commit to it, 6 month journey, I would say, 6 months straight from today, 6 months from today, I wouldn't expect to see a consistent deal flow, but 6 months from today, and then from that day, you should start seeing consistent deal flow where you're getting at least one deal closed per month. Sometimes you don't close a deal in a month, and then one month you close like three deals, right? Like we had January, I think we closed 12 deals in January. So I mean, it was a lot of deals closing. In March, we actually haven't closed a wholesale in March, but we closed two Airbnbs. So, and then eventually learning, different strategies where you can close deals like creative financing, rent to own, novations, Airbnb, stuff like that that I teach, that will help you close more deals, right? So successful versus unsuccessful people getting started. Successful people knows what it takes. So that's why I went over this. So if you know what it takes to succeed, you know how many hours you need to commit per week, per month, per year. Now you know, right? They have a plan. So successful people have a plan. They write it down. They have goals that they hit, and they hit their goals no matter what, right? Um, every successful business, anything you want success in, you have to have a plan. You have to have goals, right? You have to have a daily goal, a weekly goal, monthly goal, yearly goal, right? Like I went over here, we at the end of the year. So if this is actually what you want to make, 120,000 per year, these are your goals, right? Can I commit to 720 hours talking to sellers, making offers? And this is average, right? Like if if it's going to take you more than 720 hours to make 360 offers, it may take you longer, right? So am I hitting this goal? Like a year from now, did I hit this goal? Right? If I didn't, I shouldn't expect to make 120,000 a year. Same thing with your monthly goal, weekly goal. They have accountability partners. So if you're successful, get an accountability partner. Meet with them once a week. Let's say that you find someone in this Facebook group and you just go, hey, let's be accountability. Let's meet once a week and do this together, right? And hold each other accountable. You know that every Friday at 4 p.m. you guys schedule a time to meet, and you have to hit your 8 offers per week, right? So now it motivates you. Like I have to hit my offers. If I don't, then I have to hold myself accountable to my partner, right? They treat it as a job. Treat it as a job. Like if I don't show up, I'm gonna get fired, right? If I don't show up, so for me, like Monday through Friday, I'm working from 10:30 to 2:30, and I'm sitting down at a computer the whole time, and I treat it as a job, right? I don't schedule anything around this time frame. I don't, have appointments around this time frame. So treat it as a job and let everyone that that in your household know that it's a job. Don't bother me during this time frame. I'm working, right? Don't schedule anything during this time frame for me. And the last thing is they believe and know this works. So if you don't have any belief and know that this business works, then you're gonna always be a skeptic. Always be like, and then when you're making offers, talking to sellers, you're just not sure if it works, and there's no confidence in you. There's no confidence that you can get deals under contract. So it's not going to work because you don't believe that it works, right? So you have to believe that it works. And how do you get belief that it works? I would say listen to as many podcasts as possible. Like go on like Bigger Pockets and go on YouTube and just search, real estate wholesaling and all these people, closing deals. Join as many podcasts as you like on real estate investing, how to do it with no money, no credit, and listen to interviews and podcasts and listen to as many people as possible. And then that builds your belief system. And all of a sudden you go, oh man, this business does work. There's lots of people, tons of people. There's probably thousands of deals every week across the country that are closing that didn't require credit, cash, didn't require getting into debt. So it's happening every day. Closing is happening every day without cash credit where someone's making money, right? So uh you know, get on podcasts all the time and watch interviews and that builds your faith knowing that this works. And then once you all in, so the all in mindset, right? Like you have to go all in on something to be successful, right? So the unsuccessful people, they're dabblers. They just try things out for a little while and then they go on to something else, a next shiny object, right? So unsuccessful people, they're just always looking for the next thing, oh, crypto, this program, this course, and every time they buy a new course, they start like over from zero, right? I said you got to commit 6 months consistently to this in order to be successful. So within like from start time to 6 months, if you get into something else and then you come back a year later, then you just start over from zero, right? So you don't want to be a dabbler where you're always jumping from thing to thing to thing, next shiny object. You have to commit to something in order to be successful. They have no plans, they have no goals, there's no accountability. They basically just treat it as, when I have free time, I'm gonna talk to sellers and make some offers, right? So I'm gonna do life, I'm gonna work, I'm gonna, enjoy my life. But when I have some free time, that's when I'm gonna go and make some offers, talk to sellers, right? And then, people like that don't make anything in this business. Could they get lucky and close a deal? Of course, yeah. But it's never gonna be consistent, right? They blame everyone else but themselves. They blame the economy, they blame the government, they blame, the president, the news, they blame everyone else but themselves, right? They have the shiny object syndrome, like I said, fear of rejection. They're always afraid to talk to sellers because, they're afraid of getting rejected. And it's like fear of rejection. I think it's like built into us. Like in school, if we raised our hand and got the wrong answer, they kind of, people were laughing at us because we didn't get the right answer. So fear of rejection, that's you should love rejection in this business. The more times you get rejected, the more deals you're gonna get, right? Like I think of it like a baseball player, right? Uh they get up to bat 10 times, they only hit the ball 3 times. So they fail 7 times, but those 3 times they're success, if you have a 300 batting average, you're successful, right? So get over the fear of rejection just by doing it, by talking to sellers, making offers. And last thing is don't believe it can be done. So like I said, if you don't have faith, don't believe it can be done. You're just gonna dabble in it and then just go on to the next thing, the next thing, the next thing, the next course, the next program, the next, and then every time you buy a new program, what happens? You just start over, right? You start from zero and then everything's brand new, right? So that's it. We're gonna end here. I think I went a little overboard. We don't have time. But hopefully this helps you guys. I'm going to if you guys have any questions or anything, just reach out to my phone, call, text, email. If you want to get our free real estate wholesaling course, free, I believe you can close as many deals as you want with our free course. Just DM me and we'll send you the course for free. So if you guys have any questions, reach out. Hopefully, this helped you, and we'll see you guys next week, Monday at 12. God bless.